Hey everybody, Steven here with Oddball Publishing. Wanted to shoot a video on our upcoming witch book, Intertwined, a Witch's Fable. Specifically with that, trying to write, because we have all female main characters in this book, and me and my writing partner are male. So writing as males from a female perspective, just especially in kind of the current climate we're in regards to race and gender with the Me Too movement and everything else that's going on. It's something that's been on my mind just because we don't want to misrepresent the females that are in this book, or make it seem like you can really tell that it's males writing from a female perspective, and not doing it justice is the big thing here. Now, the good thing, and it's really the thing that we've been conscious of and trying to do, is that we are aware of that fact, and we're trying to get as many females helping us with this as possible. So a lot of times when we write this, and this is actually the script right here, or the story, 60 pages right now. This all gets condensed down to a 5 1/4 by 8 book. So the book itself is probably going to be about 120 to maybe 150 pages, with illustrations from our artist Zach Raw. But we wanted to get as much input from females as possible. People that are close to us, my wife, my writing partner's mom, who's like a mom to me, my writing partner's girlfriend, his daughter, whose daughter's in the book, my wife is in the book. I'm a personal trainer also, so my clients that are female, some of my clients have kids, and they're the demographic, they're girls that are in the demographic that we are tailoring this towards, and getting input from them. If we get stuck, asking what they might do in that situation, or how they would feel about that situation, writing something, having them read it through. Our editor is female as well. Having her input is very, very important to us. But looking at that, because we don't have that perspective, trying to better understand it and get a lot of input with that. And like I said, we didn't want to create a book that felt like it was two males writing about what they think, or their notion of what this would be like from a female's perspective. In the book, because we started this process, and that was one of the first things that we were thinking of, was taking stuff that we would need for this and asking for help, and then acknowledging those people in the book. So we're gonna have a thank you page in the book for all of the amazing women, girls, females that have helped us out with this. The name for so it's a witch book, but there's yarn animals that come to life in it. And the name for the yarn animals came from our artist's, I think, high school, either art or literature teacher, who's female. And she gave us a name. So, she's going to get acknowledged in the book. Because we've been asking questions along the way on social media, and I'll put links for our social media pages, but asking for input from one of my clients' daughters on the title, right? Getting input with that. So it's been the big thing I've been worried about, and also making sure that we have a full spectrum, as much as we can push, with different cultural and racial backgrounds as well, so that it doesn't just seem like all of the characters are Caucasian or another race, where we didn't want to create a situation where, and this was a concern of mine, that we would essentially like whitewash it, right? Where, okay, all the main characters are all white, and there's no other races represented with that. And making sure that there was diversity with that was concerning as well. So, and I think that, like I said, that goes in part with where we're at right now, just with the Me Too movement and the Black Lives Matter movement and all of that. But and I know we're just a kid's book, but being conscious of that because kids are going to read this, and I want, and my writing partner as well, we're both on board. We really want to make sure that there's diversity in this, and it's not something that people can't see themselves in. It being, as much as we can, reflective of themselves. So that's in the book. We didn't push it, I think, as far as we potentially could have, because there's two groups of sisters, two younger and two older. We base those off of actual people in our lives. So Jane and Danny are the two younger sisters. They are related to each other. They're sisters. And Danny is based off my wife, and Jane is based off my writing partner's daughter. Well, my wife is Caucasian, and my writing partner's daughter is Caucasian. Two of the older witches are based off of my writing partner's girlfriend and her sister. They're both Caucasian. Because we're pulling in real life influences, we essentially, in that initial process, we kind of mirror what they look like, their personality type. We take their name. Danny, my wife's middle name is Danielle, Danny. Nola Jane is my writing partner's daughter, Jane, right? So looking at that, how we can incorporate that, but adding diversity outside of, like I said, what we're really taking from real life, and making sure that the supporting cast and some of these other very crucial main characters are based off people we know, or people that we think are influential, or a particular thing that we're wanting to represent. We wanted to reverse some of the gender stuff as well. The two younger girls, their adoptive parents are biracial. George, Mr. Gooding, is Hispanic, and then his wife, Mrs. Gooding, Ann, is African American. She's a lawyer. George is kind of like a stay-at-home dad that does carpentry stuff and helps around the house, and does odd jobs. And looking at how we could diversify that. And like I said, we tried to diversify as much as we could, and didn't want to just completely whitewash, for lack of a better term, the book, where it was just people weren't seeing themselves in it. A lot of our other more powerful witches are also of different races, and that was important to us as well. So just wanted to put this video out there, just because it's something, like I said, we've been thinking about, and it's a concern of ours. And I know maybe somebody else is out there writing also that it's a concern, and how to do that. And this is just our process. And I know not everybody's going to potentially agree with it. People might have a problem with it. People might be okay with it and agree with it. But if you have feedback also, and you're like, maybe you should have done this, or you could have done that, that's part of creating this content as well. Feedback just on that. And that's really what we want. We can't please everybody, and we know that, but if we start to see a pattern, there's a lot of people that saying you should do this, or here's where you can improve, that's where we want to listen. And like I said, we are reaching out with this book to as many people that we know that are close to us, for honest feedback, and like I said, some of my clients' kids and stuff like that are going to give us a very honest opinion if they don't like something, which is important, because if we don't get that constructive criticism, then we're not going to improve this. And that's what I do love about our editor, which my writing partner is friends with her, and she, I just looking over her work, I don't know her personally, but looking over her work when she sends us stuff for edits, like, she's on point. And if something's wrong with this, I mean, she's gonna tear into it, and she's gonna let us know. So that's the video, guys. If you guys like this video, hit the like button for me. Like I said, if you have input, do it in the comment section. Let us know. We really want to just hear from anybody out there that has, maybe they're working on a project and they're dealing with that, and maybe it's a female trying to gain a male's perspective, or vice, like I said, the male trying to gain the female, or from a different race perspective, and the struggles with that, or what you did to help with that, or anything like that, or input for us. That would be greatly appreciated. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, I'm gonna put the links for our social media stuff, because you can also comment on that stuff when we pump out that content, and see some of the cool artwork that our artist is coming up with. And we're gonna pump out more content on this channel, just takes a little bit of time as we're ramping up with everything, talking more about our process as we're writing this stuff. And this book should be coming out in a couple months. We've been working on it for a year now, so getting towards the tail end here with all of this. And this is, like I said, where we're actually showcasing it to a lot of people and getting that positive or constructive criticism. I shouldn't say positive, but constructive criticism with everything, good or bad. And if you guys want to continue to follow along with all of that, hit the subscribe button for me. And thanks so much for watching.